Megan Strahan.
I'm Michael Strahan.
So in June, I believe it was, of this year, we contacted Callie about putting our house in Harvest Ridge on the market with intentions of moving somewhere near the Central High School area, preferably the Bluffs. So we were initially looking in this area because our kiddo was going into high school and she had tried out and made the Central Show Choir and the Treble Choir, and so we were trying to figure out how to get over into this area. And so we had lots of houses, I think, or lots of areas that we were considering, but the Bluffs was definitely one of our favorite areas. And so the hunt kind of began there. The story with Callie is Michael and I had been doing some projects at the house, and we had been toying with putting the house on the market, and we really weren't sure of a time period or like kind of where we are with the renovation process, if we were even getting ready. And so I set up a meeting to just have Callie come over so we could talk with her and kind of interview her. And before Callie left that night, we had signed an agreement to go ahead and sell our house with Callie because it was like Callie was leaving there and I felt like it was family leaving our house. And we had heard a lot of wonderful things about her from other people in the area. And so after having met her, we just had that, we were comfortable with her and moving through the process with her. And so I think about 2 weeks later is when we actually went on the market. And leading up to going onto the market, Callie was phenomenal to work with because she got us started with the selling process, and she was like, don't worry, I have a stager that I use that is fantastic. And I really think that is what caused our house to go on the market, have an offer so quickly, and we were under contract within no time, because I've never heard of, in all of our selling experiences, having a stager come in that had our house looking like it was clipped out of a Southern Living magazine. And so the stager came in, she was there with us for several hours. She too felt like family. Not only was our house beautiful when we left, but when she left our house, then we kind of had we had two or so weeks of enjoying our house looking like it was, out of a Southern Living magazine. So that was nice as well. Anyway, this is our probably third house that we've actually sold since we've been married. And so we've never had a stager come in, and we didn't know what experience would be like. But having a stager come in, for Callie to use that approach to sell a house was an interesting experience, but I really honestly do think that made all the difference with selling our house. We went live on a Thursday around lunchtime, 12 o'clock. And we had 13 showings by the weekend end, and we had one open house. And on the second day of it being on the market is when we had our first full price offer on our house. And so by Monday, we were turning down showings. One of our favorite things about being in the Bluffs is we feel like we're so local to everything else. Also, there are so many fantastic families that live here. We have kiddos, and so the first day we had neighbors knocking on our door, just leaving care packages to introduce themselves. Apparently there's a family grandma, a neighborhood grandma. So the connections, the families that are here, the friendships that have already been formed, it's a huge thing to us.
Here you feel like that the kids can go out and play and you don't have to worry about them. And it's really clean, really nice. The walking trails, sometimes we go on walks, it's really nice. They have a lot of walking trails in the area.
And so once we had a good solid offer, we were kind of like, oh shoot, we gotta find a house. And it's funny because I left and took the kids on vacation in Florida, and so Michael stayed back and he was like, I'm gonna look at houses while you're gone. And I was seriously told him, don't call me because I'm not interested in buying a house via FaceTime. So he was like, well, I'm going to look at this. So he calls me from in the house and he's like, so I'm gonna FaceTime you. I'm like, oh my gosh, you're wasting my time, hurry up. And he walks through the house, and to see there's so many cool features about the house, and it's really a beautiful home. Met our expectations, totally checked off every box that we had on our checklist. And so I told him, I was like, are you there by yourself? He's like, well, no, there's some other people here. I'm like, go in a room by yourself. And so he did, and I was like, that's our house. We have to buy that house. I love that house. The people that were selling the house kind of went back and forth with the offer process and wanted to do an offer with the kickback, meaning that they could, if they accepted an offer before our contingency of our selling our house came through, that they could pretty much proceed with that offer. And I was like, heck no, we're either doing this or we're not. And so Callie was like, I got you. And it was I think that's really where we saw Callie come through for us time after time after time, because it was like, oh, that's what y'all want, let's do that. The house was listed higher than it really should have been. And she was like, nope, this is where we're starting. And she got us top dollar for our house. She helped us, get good. We have equity in this house too. She was willing to go to bat for us. It really, even over a stinking refrigerator, she had our back through all of it. And so I think that just speaks volumes about her character, her professionalism, how she treats her clients. Truly, like, I felt like we're family, and we'd only really got to work with her for a few weeks through this whole entire process. So if I had to rate Callie, the overall experience with her, if it was a 5-star rating, I would definitely give her 10 stars. She seriously went above and beyond. I even have, this is something personal, but we have 3 kiddos, and one of our kiddos is a special needs baby, and he's 13, so he's not a baby, he's a big kid. And he was so excited to see Callie when we went to showings, and he would run, oh, and Callie! And he'd want to go love on her. She let him love all over her, and that was kind of the icing on the cake. She never felt like we were inconvenienced, we were in the way, even though we had all 3 of our kids at some of the showings. She was just, it was an amazing experience.
Really what impressed me was when she came in, the broken bin house in Harvest Ridge. I wasn't real excited about meeting with her because Megan set that up. I really wasn't ready to put the house on the market moving. She came in, she was very prepared. She had all the comps ready. She had a very good idea of what we could get for our house. I told her this is how much we owed. She went down and wrote down every cost. This is how much you're gonna make. And I was impressed by that because I am a numbers person. Here, when we came here, we looked at the house. She went back and pulled the comp. She told us, hey, it's overpriced. This is what I think you can get for it. And we were able to get the house for $15,000 less than what was initially listed. It turns out that it actually appraised a little bit more than what we paid for it, so that's good. I think the fact that she knows the market really well, she's able to get you top dollar for your house, and also she knows if the house is overpriced. I think that goes a long way.